Hello, I'm Heather Murphy with the Heather Murphy Real Estate Group. If you're thinking about selling your home in Westbrook at Savannah Quarters, you've come to the right place. Come on in.
What should sellers in Savannah, especially in luxury communities like Westbrook, do before listing their home?
When a seller's considering their home in Westbrook at Savannah Quarters, it's important to not only look at the price, but also the condition of the property, making sure that everything is clean, as updated as possible so that it's positioned to maximize the sales price. Buyers want turnkey in today's market. Buyers today want move-in ready homes, starting from the curb appeal, the mailbox, a fresh coat of black paint always helps, to fresh flowers, well-manicured yard, beautiful front door entrance with a fresh coat of paint at the front door. Everything matters from the moment you walk in, the way that it smells, how well lit is the property. All of those things will factor into the buyer's first impression of the property. It's important to also consider updating the finishes if they're a bit outdated. It's important to not only focus on the curb appeal of the home, making sure that it's neat and tidy, but decluttering the space so that it's ready for the next buyer. Remove your personal pictures and make it a home that's ready for the next buyer to walk in and envision their family, their lifestyle. In Westbrook, we're selling the lifestyle just as much as we're selling the home and the amenities that are offered in the community.
What's not worth spending money on before listing?
Not every renovation is going to give you a dollar for dollar return. It's important to keep your home as neutral as possible to appeal to the widest audience of buyers. Don't get too specific with your tile or your color selections. When in doubt, trust the advice of our stagers. We do offer a complimentary staging consult. They will advise you on the best paint colors and the best improvements to maximize your buyer audience.
How would you determine the right list price for a home in Westbrook at Savannah Quarters?
Pricing luxury homes is about strategy, and it's also about evaluating, analyzing the market data, and doing that on a frequent basis. We're not only looking at build cost, lot cost, we're also looking at the number of homes on the market for sale, just the law of supply and demand, which will play into the pricing strategy that we utilize. There are some homes out here that have been here for 20 years and very much original. Others that are nearly new construction and show like new construction, many in between, and all of that factors into the price evaluation. Unlike a lot of the online algorithms that just use an algorithm to determine value, we're looking at multiple factors to give the seller the best case scenario for pricing to maximize the activity, minimize the days on market, and get top dollar for the sale.
Where do sellers in this community leave money on the table?
Sellers leave money on the table when they overprice the property and they don't correct it quick enough. It's important to reevaluate the market on a weekly basis. When supply is rising and demand is not rising at the same rate, it's important to make those corrections as quick as possible to stay ahead of the market.
How many homes have you personally represented buyers or sellers for in Westbrook at Savannah Quarters?
I have personally been involved in dozens of sales in Westbrook at Savannah Quarters. I am a resident. This is my second home in the community, and I've resided in the neighborhood since 2012.
Can you walk me through a recent deal you've done there?
One of my most recent sales in the community was for a seller that relocated back to Canada. I had the pleasure of assisting them with the sale of the home. I was the third agent to list the house and sell it successfully. And I was proud to be part of that process with them as they transitioned into retirement.
What specifically will you do to market a luxury home beyond MLS?
Beyond the MLS, my team and we utilize a number of resources. As certified luxury home marketing specialist, when hiring my team and you're hiring a team of experts committed to getting the job done. Not only positioning the home locally on the Savannah Multiple Listing Service, but also on all of the national portals, as well as a number of luxury sites that appeal to both national and international buyers. very fortunate to work with many buyers that reside in our community that have second homes here, that live here just a couple months out of the year. And it's been a pleasure to work with them in that buying process.
How do you attract out-of-state buyers?
Our online presence and exposure of our listings has helped us capture buyers from all over the world. They may be on at 3 a.m. in the morning, falling in love with their next home. And that's why it's so important that we utilize the latest technology with interactive floor plans, video tours, making sure that the buyer can truly walk the home from the comfort of their computer or their cell phone, wherever they are in the world.
What's your strategy if we get multiple offers versus no offers?
When it comes to negotiations, there is not a one-size-fits-all strategy. My strategy is based on both the needs of the buyer and of the seller. So first and foremost, it's my job to find out what's most important to my client. Whether that's a quick sale, whether that's the highest dollar amount, usually it's both, but finding out what it is that's most important to them and then working backwards to help achieve those goals. My communication and relationship with the agent on the other side of the table is extremely important in helping us get to the finish line with as few challenges as possible. I want to make sure that it's a win-win for everyone.
What's your approach to negotiating price versus terms?
Price is not the only term in negotiations. That's why I find it so important to ask as many questions. Picking up the phone and having a conversation with the other agent is so important. We live in a world where communication can get lost in text message and email. It's extremely important to pick up the phone, have a conversation, candid conversation about what's most important, find out what matters most to the buyer, what matters most to the seller, and work to achieve those goals.
How do you position a resale home against new construction in Savannah Quarters?
In Savannah Quarters proper, most of the homes are custom built. Rarely do we have spec inventory as it's known for sale. So most of the new construction that's not already sold is going to be in the back phases of Westbrook through the Blue Moon Gate, which would encompass a number of custom, semi-custom, and production builders. Back there, the strategy for pricing a home is to evaluate the new construction inventory. And if I'm selling a resale, I want to determine what differentiates my home from the competition and make sure that we really market those finishes, features that make it turnkey that would not be turnkey with new construction. Those dollars add up fast when you start looking at custom window treatments. When you think about the appliances, you think about the flooring, the landscaping, all the additional extras that go into making a home a home. Those dollars can add up quickly. And if we can differentiate ourselves as being the custom turnkey build with a fence, with all the appliances, with the beautiful window treatments and gorgeous light fixtures that make it stand out, sometimes that can be the winning or deciding factor between new construction versus a resale. I think it's also important to look at the incentives that are offered by a builder at a specific time, and in some cases offer the same incentive to the buyer so that we attract the same buyers that may be looking at those incentives with the builder. It's important as an agent that's working both new construction and resales to be familiar with all of the builder's products, because not every builder is going to be equal. They don't all build to the same quality or standard features and finishes, and it's our job as an agent that serves this community to know the difference.
If someone is thinking about selling in Savannah, what's the first step?
The first step in the process to selling is to find an agent. And I encourage you to interview multiple agents. Find the agent that fits your personality, the agent that aligns with your goals. I take a very data-driven approach to selling, to working with buyers. For me, the data tells a story, and my job is to set my sellers up for success from day one. Anybody can give you a number that sounds great on paper, but is it realistic? And can they get you to the closing table and help you achieve your goals? I'm working with sellers, buyers one of their largest investments, and I take that responsibility very seriously. So I would say start by interviewing agents, find one that fits your goals, and once you're comfortable, take their advice. If they tell you to do something, do it. And ask questions. Stay open with the communication. If they're not meeting your expectations, it's important to have that conversation early on. Hello, I'm Heather Murphy with the Heather Murphy Real Estate Group. If you're looking for a home in the Westbrook or Savannah Quarters area, my team and I would love the opportunity to serve your real estate needs.